Mike and Bryce in 3, 2...
This week on Journey into CHIKARA, we'll be seeing the most devious man in all of professional wrestling, the maniacal Ultra Mantis Black.
And the guy we all want to have a bromance with is here, the uber-charming, smooth-sailing himself, Ashley Remington.
We'll see the demonic duo of the Squared Circle, the Batiri in action, this week on Journey into CHIKARA.
Plus, the man who will breakdance his way out of Egypt and right into your heart, the funky pharaoh Amasis will be here.
And a little later on, the mad Viking warrior Oleg the Usurper will join us. But right now, we need to get down to ringside as Challenge of the Immortals action is set to begin.
Well, if you're going to journey into CHIKARA with us, there's no better way than with trios action. And what a doozy we have for the CHIKARMY today, Bryce. In the ring right now, it's Challenge of the Immortals action. That's our season-long double round-robin tournament, which means each of our 10 teams will face each other twice, and the team captains must agree on the match type. So what we're about to see right now, Team Captain Ultra Mantis Black, leading his arcane horde, has agreed to a trios match with Team Captain Amasis, who leads the Battle Hive. And this match is so important to both teams because coming into this matchup, they are tied. They each got 2 points. This is the tiebreaker. It's Arcane Horde versus Battle Hive. The referee is getting ready to sound the bell here. Action is about to begin. Who's going to start for each team? It looks like Smooth Sailing Ashley Remington is in the ring as the bell sounds and the contest gets underway, Bryce.
And what better place to journey into CHIKARA here, the Logan Square Auditorium, Chicago, Illinois, of our most raucous crowd. This particular event selling out 8 weeks in advance. They were excited for CHIKARA. They were excited for Challenge of the Immortals action. And here we go, Mike.
It is electric in here as we see Team Captain Amasis from the Battle Hive about to tie up with Obarian. He's one half of the demonic duo known as the Batiri, and he ended up on Ultramantis Black's Arcane Horde through a post-draft trade. In this, he ended up not just with Obarian, but with Oleg the Usurper. They are, I don't know, I want to say maybe one of the least cohesive units in the entire tournament, because Oleg the Usurper has been a real X-factor, but here I think Ultramantis Black has done a great job choosing the players to go up against one incredible trio, Amasis, Worker Ant, and Ashley Remington.
Yes, ever since Sidney Bacabella started waving that pro wrestling contract around in Oleg's face, Ultramantis has seemingly put him on the back burner of Challenge of the Immortals actions. And this not so much wrestling, but maybe a little dancing, Mike.
I tell you what, if a dance-off is likely to break out in a CHIKARA ring, it will most likely involve Amasis.
Little Conan O'Brien, they're pulling the string on his waist, perhaps, and just like that. No lockup, and this crowd is fired up, and they're a nice, deep arm drag by the funky pharaoh of CHIKARA.
Wow, look at the execution on that dropkick. He put it in the perfect place, and he rocked Obarian. He's got him now. Obarian, I think, probably known for his really explosive offense, but here he's got to contend with a double team move. Worker and Amasis, what do they got?
Dancing for both, dancing for all, and Worker Ant getting on the action, and their excellent teamwork by the Battle Hive.
And that's how you do it, baby.
That's how you do it, baby, indeed, says Amasis.
Obarian taking a second, of course, under our rule system. You know this, Mike. If you roll to the floor, that is a tag. Kodama now legally allowed to enter this trios contest as Obarian's both feet touch the floor, as good as a hand-to-hand tag.
Kodama and Obarian, they've been tag team partners for years here at CHIKARA. He's got control right now over Worker Ant. He is the newest member of the colony, along with Fire Ant, Silver Ant, and unfortunately, up until very recently, that included Soldier Ant as well. His status right now, certainly he's outside of the colony. Worker Ant's looking to negotiate. Look how he rolls to take the pressure off that wrist lock and now reverses it on Kodama.
Very nicely done. The black and blue bruiser, as he calls himself, the biggest man in this match, the biggest competitor, using that power to his advantage. Now Kodama trying to take down that size difference, wrestle him down to the mat. Those are all the words he knows.
That's right.
That's it right there.
Only a half-hearted response for mud wrestling in 2015. Hard to imagine. Kodama's looking to find his way out of a head scissor here. And he does so very elegantly. I tell you what, this is a guy not particularly known for his technical acumen, just showing a very scientific escape there. He got out of a head scissor very, very nicely. It's going to be interesting to see as this match progresses if one team is finally going to start to take a little bit of an advantage by showing more of an aggressive side, because all of these guys are well-liked and well-loved by the entire CHIKARMY.
Yes, not every day you see 6 beloved Technicos in one match. Such is the magic of the Challenge of the Immortals double round-robin tournament. Season-long, I'd say we're about 40% of the way through it or so. I know you're not a math genius, neither am I, Mike, but
no.
All of these matches so important. Every point matters on the way to immortality. You don't want to lose just one fall. You don't want to look back that night in Chicago. You had an off night. You lost that trios match. Every point is important in this tournament.
Nobody wants to make a mistake. Oh, but I think that's exactly what we've just seen. Kodama telegraphed that arm drag just a little too much. And he cannot take the heavier man over. Oh, now Worker Ant's got him. He's hoisted him way up, slams him to the mat with authority.
An odd ballroom dance move there out of Worker Ant, and now Kodama may be rethinking his strategy, thinking about perhaps tagging in team captain Ultra Mantis Black, the mayor of Parts Unknown, been running around CHIKARA for 13 plus years. He's been here since day one, fans.
That's right, we call them the Gen 1 originals here at CHIKARA, and Ultra Mantis Black is one of them. He's been with us since season 1. Our salad days here at CHIKARA, and I am supremely interested to see this matchup, Bryce. Smooth Sail and Ashley Remington, the smoothest customer on the entire roster. I don't know if he can charm his way past the devious Ultra Mantis Black.
It's hard for even Ultra Mantis not to be smitten by the smooth ways of Ashley Remington, and a first-time encounter I'm quite sure about to go down here in Chicago. It's usually Let's Go Sailing Chicago. I'm not trying to correct anyone.
The dueling chants, that's how popular both these guys are. The dueling chants echoing off every wall here of the Logan Square as we get to see these two lock up for the very first time in a CHIKARA ring.
Or we just chant all night. Either way,
right.
Get comfortable, fans. Ashley Remington, don't be fooled by his smooth exterior. He is a powerhouse. We've said before, an amateur wrestling background, perhaps pound for pound, the strongest guy on the CHIKARA roster.
Great experience, as you mentioned, extensive collegiate background. Ultra Mantis Black, while he spent those years training in the black arts, I think Ashley Remington spent that same time down on the mat. They bring two really contrasting styles. It's going to be so interesting to see how they mesh here.
You see Ultra Mantis there taking every little bit, every nanosecond of that 5 count in the corner to apply pressure onto Remington.
Oh, listen to this. Suddenly Kodama wants to throw down. You bring up a dance-off in a CHIKARA ring, you are likely to be obliged.
Especially with Amasis on the scene.
Really, Kodama? I would not have expected to see this at all.
They must have jazzercise tapes down in the cave.
VHS only.
Yes.
That's it.
Suzanne Summers.
Oh, man.
Richard Simmons.
If ever there was someone ready for a dance-off, that man's name is Amasis.
And in comes Remington, everyone to oblige the fans, and here we go. Great rhythm by the Windy City.
Ashley Remington yielding the ring to his team captain Amasis. Look at him go. He's got some style. He's got some flash.
Remington amazed by this. Boom! Like it's nothing. Wait.
5-star dance-off? What do you think?
5-star dance-off. DOTYC. Yes. Thus far.
There have been very few candidates this year. I'd like to throw that out there.
And now where were we? That's right. Ultra Mantis Black, team captain of the Arcane Horde, meeting up for the first time one-on-one with Smooth Sail and Ashley Remington.
He ducked underneath. He went right under the right arm of Ultra Mantis Black.
He breaks on 1, my friend. No need for that 2, that 3, that 4. Don't forget about that 5. A 1 count in the corner. Never smoother. Ashley Remington, finger guns ablazing.
Wow. Well, he couldn't charm Ultramantis Black, even if he's managed to charm everybody else, including my commentation partner.
Yes.
There's a 2 count for Ultramantis Black on the Tornado Clutch. Oh, he's got him here. Right half Nelson gonna turn him inside out. What a great throw. Look at the innovative suplexes. Look at this. Terrific. The Corellan lift speaks to the collegiate background of Ashley Remington. Look at his power. What great technique on those innovative suplexes.
Unbelievable. You'll see guys with the crazy upper body strength. You'll see guys with the lower body strength. Ashley Remington, the total package, so strong. Almost those judo-like throws, those sudden impact. It's no set and go. It's all go.
Right.
And Ultraman has found that out the hard way.
Finger guns from Ashley Remington. He busts that out as much as he does suplexes.
Yeah. Equal opportunity. And now his partner's the Battle Hive.
Oh, man.
Not going to leave Remington up there on the chopping block by himself. And this one.
Oh, it's breaking down, Bryce.
Yes.
Is it going to be fisticuffs in the center of the ring?
Finger guns.
That's a new world record.
I believe so. I believe, at least in the state of Illinois. We'll have to look into it.
Call Nigel McGuinness.
Yes.
Put that in his book.
Get him out here.
Reversal of the whip by Smooth Sail and Ashley Remington, but Mantis, full Nelson. Ooh, he launched him into the mat. Full Nelson slam. Oh, and he picked up a 2 count very quickly there.
Not hooking the leg, just immediately trying to get the weight on top of the shoulders, but not enough to put down Ashley Remington. Not enough to put down the Battle Hive. Not tonight. Not in Chicago.
No, nobody wants to be the one to make the mistake here. Nobody wants to cost their team this all-important point. Ultramantis Black has the advantage. He's going to press it. He's the veteran here, and his experience is shining through.
Speaking of experience, Mike, Ultramantis and the Batteria have seen much more action as a unit thus far in the Challenge of the Immortals. I do believe this is Ashley Remington's debut in a multiple-man match as part of the Battle Hive, so that advantage in the Arcane Horde's corner.
You're exactly right. This does not speak to Remington's experience. While he's a fantastic singles wrestler, we've seen singles wrestlers struggle to adapt to multiple mans. We're talking about tag team, trios, or atomicos, the 4-on-4 matches you see here at Chikara. And in Challenge of the Immortals, all those match types are in play.
But you gotta figure playing those odds in Vegas, you have a 3 and 4 shot, if not better, depending on the captains, that it's gonna be a multiple man match. It behooves you to get on the same page and work as a team to win this tournament on the quest for immortality. In comes Team Captain Amasis.
Oh, wow, look at this. Very quick with a clothesline, springs at him with a back elbow, and then, ooh, the leg lariat finds the mark. He's rocking and reeling Kodama right now. And look at the continuity in the corner here. Look at the tag team action. These two, what are they going to uncork? They send him across. Here comes Worker. Yowza! Did you see the hang time on that drop kick, Bryce?
Nicely done, floated across the ring, and two guys that have been in team situations many times, not so much together, working excellently as a pair, consequently as a trio here in Chicago.
You're not kidding, stringing it together, fantastic tag team action. O'Barian kept his eye on it for his partner. Drop toe hold here. Look at him go. Look at the explosive offense of O'Barian.
Concussion City making a pair. Spinning kick by Amos, and Ultraman is right there to cut him off.
Whoa! Cosmic Doom!
Clearing the ring out. Remington hot on the trails.
Oh, I thought he wanted the Pat O'Connor roll. Ultraman just put the brakes on. Oh, he spins him around. Ooh, that's one of his trademarks. Had him stacked up nice and high, but Kodama kept his eye on the action and prevented the 3 from happening. Otherwise, that would have been it.
That tag team instinct kicking in by the Batiri. And now, oh, one of their favorite moves. You mentioned that sudden impact. Knee right to the temple, but not enough, says Worker Ant.
You see Remington here doing the right thing, sliding out of the ring. After a move like that, a normal man would be knocked unconscious. Oh, they're trying to rid the ring of O'Barian. Oh, they launched him into Team Captain Ultramantis.
Into the front row, sold out here in the Logan Square. Not a lot of space between the ring and the front row. but the fans don't seem to mind. Clears the top rope with ease. Amasis flying through the air in the Windy City.
You know, I like to say when you sit front row, you're only going to need the edge of that seat. Sometimes you don't want to be in that seat. Wrestlers will land in your lap at CHIKARA.
That's right, splash zone at SeaWorld, baby.
Here comes Kodama, Pescado Plancha. He's got no business there. Worker Ant and Amasis caught him. They shut it down. What are they thinking here, Bryce? Oh.
Block the tag as well. If
He's got a waist lock. Look at this. Are you kidding me?
Amazing hang time.
What an incredible German suplex. What an incredible match. Ashley Remington picks up the win for the Battle Hive in Chicago, Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your winners, the team of Amasis, Worker Ant, and smooth sailing Ashley Remington.
There we just saw the Battle Hive pick up a point in our double round robin tournament. So let's head over to the leaderboard and see how things shake out.
Challenge of the Immortals.
Leading the pack right now in the Challenge of the Immortals, it's the Wrecking Crew. They've got 7 points and are the team to beat. 3-way tie in second place, as you can see. The Nightmare Warriors, Dasher's Dugout, and the Snake Pit, they've all got 5 points. And as we just saw, thanks to Ashley Remington and that German suplex, the Battle Hive have 4 points now in the Challenge of the Immortals. CHIKARMY, a moment ago you heard Bryce and I mention Oleg the Usurper, who we're going to be seeing in action in just a little while. But right now, we're going to take a very special look at the Mad Viking Warrior. 10 team captains have been selected. We're going to have a roster-wide draft.
Contracts have been signed. Oleg the Usurper of the Arcade Warrior.
We take on and crush Bakabella's Wrecking Crew.
Bacabella, he's telling him, you do what I say.
Nay, they are my brothers.
Oh, he's got his hands on Bacabella.
Please stick to the game plan.
Oh, not like this. I don't believe it. The difference maker in this match was Cindy Bacabella.
Hey CHIKARMY, Leonard F. Chikarason here, and I want to know, how well do you know CHIKARA history? Every week right here on Journey into CHIKARA, I'm going to ask you about the vast history of CHIKARA to test your knowledge. What do you get for this test? You get a prize. The first 25 people to correctly tweet us the response to the question I'm going to ask you is going to get a CHIKARA prize pack. How are we going to track these sort of things? With a hashtag, of course. And
Use JIC1.
JIC1. I'm going to ask the question. You tweet us the answer with the hashtag JIC1. First 25 people get that prize pack. What's the question? Well, this is the first episode of Journey into CHIKARA, so let's go back to May 2002 to the very first CHIKARA event. What was the first match on that event? Tweet us the correct response and you get the prize pack. Back to you, Mike.
Leonard has thrown the gauntlet right into your laps, CHIKARMY, and yeah, that's hashtag JIC1 you want to use. The first 25 people to tweet the correct answer with that hashtag in it, you're going to win a CHIKARA prize pack, which will probably contain whatever we have lying around the office, like sticky notes, I imagine. You know, professional wrestling is often clean, classy, and clever, and every once and again, not so much. Whenever one of those not-so-much moments occur, our pal Matthew scoops it up and makes a Botchamania moment for you.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
CHIKARMY, we're bringing the fun-filled Lucha Super Party directly to your screen. Got a computer, smartphone, tablet device, gaming console? The combined magic of the internet and CHIKARAtopia will give you access to hundreds of Chikara events for just $7.99 a month, with new titles being added every single day. Head over to CHIKARAtopia.com and subscribe today.
Get better, can't rain till the end of time. There's changes in the weather and only God knows what is down the line. And darling, it's alright.
Electric Monkey is biold energy in an aluminum can. Now with 30% juice and 600% more monkey.
Back in 3, 2.
My favorite part about Chikara is the amount of fun that everyone can have when they come to a Chikara show.
We love it. This is wrestling.
My favorite thing in Chikara is more than anywhere else, you get stories that are deep and complex and that you can 100,000% invest in, you know?
This is Saturday morning wrestling. That's the best way to put it. And that's what I love about it.
Saturday morning wrestling for everybody.
Welcome back to Journey into Chikara, and our travels aren't over yet. In just a little bit, we're going to see Oleg the Usurper versus Missile Assault Ant. But first, did you know every Tuesday on our official YouTube channel, we count down the top 5 moves of a different Chikara star? And even though today is Wednesday, that's not going to stop us from counting down the top 5 moves of Oleg the Usurper.
In here for the cause of his team, getting ahead of steam. Crushes Dasher in the corner.
Number 4.
Too long, it would cost.
Master and both shot the ball. Sydney
Number 2.
That kick from Orange Master was utterly closed down on the head of Oleg. Scores with that big one, but still not able to take Oleg down.
Number 1.
That rate of speed onto those knees, it's going to be painful. Oh!
Well, if that wasn't enough to separate your head from your shoulders, I've got even more for you. Exclusive news about the biggest tournament in all of professional wrestling? Your King of Trios report is straight ahead.
Howdy, explorers! Hope you're enjoying your journey into Chikara. Handsome Bryce Remsburg here with your first King of Trios report. Have you heard the news? The biggest wrestling tournament of the year is just over 5 weeks away, and it's on its way to the Funplex. That's the Palmer Center if you're in your Google Maps in Easton, Pennsylvania, Labor Day weekend. Friday night, September 4, Saturday night, September 5, Sunday afternoon, September the 6th. It's the mecca of all things wrestling, and the world will converge upon Easton, Pennsylvania, Labor Day weekend. Do you have your tickets yet? What are you waiting waiting for? Go to CHIKARATix.com. Ensure your spot. Tickets are being sold to dozens of states, multiple countries. Like I said, the world's converging on Easton. Don't miss out. Reserved seating is flying out the door at a rapid clip. What is King of Trios, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Good thing I'm here. 16 trios from around the world. Single elimination tournament at the end of the weekend. One trio will stand supreme. What do we know so far? Well, we know that the Bullet Club will be in the house. That's AJ Styles teaming with former Campeones de Prayas, the Young Bucks. We know about Team AAA. That's Drago, Phoenix, and Aerostar. Team Fight Club Pro. That's MK McKinnon and the Mustache Mountain duo of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, all the way from the UK. Very, very impressive on our UK tour. We know about the BWO. That's the Blue World Order. Stevie Richards, Blue Meanie, and Nova, all three of them making their Chikara debuts. Team Attack, Flash, Morgan Webster, Mark Andrews, and Pete Dunne are going to be in the house. How about the in-house Chikara teams? Well, the Wrecking Crew, they're going to be back defending their King of Trios medals from last year. Of course, I'm talking about Campeones de Prayas, currently Max Smashmaster and Blaster McMassive, along with Flex Rumble Crunch. How about last year's finalists, Dasher's Dugout, Dasher Hatfield, Icarus, and Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelosetti. The Snake Pit trio of Ophidian, Eddie Kingston, and Shenron. The United Nations trio, Juan Francisco de Coronado, the Proletariat Boar of Moldova, and Azerbaijan's sexiest man, Mr. Azerbaijan. The Gentlemen's Club trio, Chuck Taylor, Drew Gulak, and the Swamp Monster. The BDK trio, Jakob Hermeyer, Knockin', and Soldier Ant. The Battle Hive trio, Fire Ant, Worker Ant, and Amasis. The Nightmare Warriors trio, Grand Champion, Hollow Wicked, Frightmare, and Silver Ant. And your exclusive for you viewers of Journey into Chikara, trio number 14 will be the Arcane Horde, represented by Oberian, Kodama, and Oleg the Usurper. That's 14 out of 16, Math Wizards. There are 2 to go. Stay tuned here to the King of Trios report and all things Chikara at CHIKARAPro.com. We are just warming up, and we're just over 5 weeks away from the biggest wrestling tournament of the year. Make sure you make your plans to join us in Easton, Pennsylvania, Labor Day weekend. As for now, enjoy the rest of your journey.
You heard the man. In just about 5 weeks, the entire Chikara roster and a boatload of special guest stars converge on Easton, PA for King of Trios 2015. And our Season 15 tour only continues. In the month of September, we're headed to North Carolina and Virginia. In October, you can catch us in New York, Minnesota, and Indiana. Advance tickets for all these tour stops and a bunch more are available right now over at CHIKARAPro.com. Just check out our events section for more information. It's almost time to head to the ring, but before we do, we've got one more stop to make. Let's check in with Oleg the Usurper.
Aye, yes. There are days Oleg must fight for survival. And yes, there are days where Oleg would fight for sport. Yes, you have seen the smile on my face. But today we will fight for gold. Missile Assault Ant, I have heard your name. I have heard you shout it on the mountaintops. And I care not whether you are brave, whether you are fearless, whether you are a fool. I silence you, brother. Off with his head.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this one, Leonard. Oleg the Usurper versus Missile Assault Ant, and a lot is on the line for Oleg in this one. He is coming into this match with 2 points toward a Grand Championship title shot. And here at Chikara, you need 3 points to get that championship bout. If he wins here today, Oleg will have that all-elusive 3rd point. He can cash in and challenge for the Grand Championship. But a loss in this match will send him back to 0, and he'll have to start the climb toward contendership all over again. In order to get that 3rd point, he's got to go through Missile Assault Ant. The bell has sounded, and you can hear this packed house in Easton. They are firmly behind Oleg.
Much to the chagrin of Sidney Bacabella at ringside, he has that contract held over Oleg's. Oh, and Bryce getting a nose full of that onion that Oleg was chowing down on before the match.
Yeah, I saw a fan bite into a raw onion with him. That's dedication.
Listen, I like onions, but I'm not going to eat a raw one.
Missile Assault Ant charged a little head first right into Oleg here. Got dumped right outside of the ring. And look at the big grin on Oleg's face. He's really enjoying the support of the CHIKARMY here in Easton.
He's a ringleader. He's getting the crowd involved in what he's doing here, but he's definitely got to keep his eye on his opponent, who doesn't really care what the fans think of him. Missile Assault Ant looking to pick his spot here.
This might be a real mistake. He came flying out with great velocity, did Missile Assault Ant. He drop-kicked Oleg square in the chest, but he's only able to pick up a 1 count. I appreciate the strategy of trying to wear a man out by covering him repeatedly, making him kick out. The idea that you would pick up a pinfall this early over Oleg the Usurper, highly unlikely.
It was a worthy try, but Missile Assault Ant, you mentioned before, he himself coming to this contest with 0 points. He's looking to do a little switch in there, putting himself at 1, putting Oleg back down at the bottom of the list. I'm sure he'd like to have a shot at the Grand Championship himself.
As you heard a little bit earlier, of course, Oleg part of the Arcane Horde in Challenge of the Immortals. Missile Assault Ant, one of the members of the roster, not drafted onto one of those teams. So his focus is squarely on the Grand Championship here. He needs those points desperately. And you can see he's really not giving much quarter whatsoever to Oleg here, just laying the punishment on.
Series of stomps here. He does have a little bit of a size disadvantage to Oleg the Usurper, but I think these two guys are probably a little bit even in the strength department. A guy a little bit stronger than you, a little bit taller than you keep him on the canvas, and you can press your advantage that much more.
Yeah, really taking his liberties here, breaking the rules in an effort to wear down Oleg. Like you said, a little taller than Missile Assault Ant and a little heavier, but probably comparable in terms of raw strength. And you can see Missile Assault Ant's got some supporters here as well in Easton.
Took a little bit of a break there and allowed Oleg maybe to regain his composure here as we see a series of shots to the midsection, only to be answered by 2 very vicious European uppercuts from Missile Assault Ant.
Yeah, man, he was throwing them in there rough. A good European uppercut. It's first going to make contact with the chest, and it's going to slide its way up. Sometimes it can catch a man right underneath the jaw. Of course, different wrestling styles, different rule systems allow for that to happen differently. What a great Northern Light suplex. Look at this. He's rolling through, came right through the front bridge, back up to his vertical base. Oleg knows he's in trouble. He's trying to pound his way out.
Yeah, we've seen Missile Assault Ant do that before where he rolls through with the Northern Light suplex. Oleg was ready for it. He came into this match prepared. He wants that 3rd point toward contention for the Grand Championship.
Oh, but the big man, the Mad Viking Warrior, scooped him up in his right arm, one-handed delivered the pendulum backbreaker to Missile Assault Ant. Oh, he's charging now head first. Whoa, he very luckily landed on his feet outside of the ring. Quick up to the apron. Oh, but he got caught by Missile Assault Ant. Whoa.
But still holding on.
Just his right hand keeping contact there with the top rope. Now his left.
He's in a very precarious position here. This is where a front row seat maybe isn't worth the price of admission. You have a guy like that landed in your lap.
Wow, he just landed on the apron of the ring, out there along the edge of the ring where the steel frame is. It's very unforgiving. Now he's out on the floor. Missile Assault Ant intoning his catchphrase, as he does quite often. Quite often, Leonard.
Following Oleg to the outside as the referee now admonishing the count on both men. They have 20 on the floor to get back into the ring to risk a loss. If both men are still out there, I guess they both lose the match, and they both lose their points.
Right. This is a bad spot, especially for Oleg. Oh, boy, and so is that. His right hand just collided with the steel ring post. That's an easy way to break some of the tiny bones in your hand.
And that bicycle kick as well, the icing on the cake. Missile assault ant very proud of himself back into the ring.
Referee Bryce Remsburg laying the count on. Under our system of rules, which mirror the Lucha Libre system of rules, a count out on the floor happens at 20, not at 10. So he's got a few more seconds as the referee continues to administer the count to catch his breath, but not many. If he gets counted out, he goes back to 0 points and has to start all over again in his quest for a title shot. Oh boy, Bacabella here really laying on the verbal pistol whipping.
Making it in at 18 does Oleg, a last-ditch effort to stay alive in this contest. But Missile Assault Ant getting plenty of time to regain his composure and is all over Oleg the Usurper.
Really brutal shots there. You saw the forearms across the back. Now a third European uppercut. Boy, he is really putting him in the perfect position here. All legal strikes here, fans. Of course, he shouldn't have him on the ropes. I'm sure referee Bryce Remsburg already starting to admonish him there verbally, call him for the break. You cannot keep the man tied up in the ropes like this.
I don't think Missile Assault Ant cares at this point.
Good grief. Well over a dozen European uppercuts, each and every one right on the money. Revving up now. Whoa! The big squish!
We've seen that before. Oleg the Usurper, no regard for his own body. What regard does he have for his opponent? Just threw himself into the ropes, into his opponent.
Missile Assault Ant for the first time here now. Switch to defense. Oleg's mounting offense. What's it going to be? Somersault senton. You can break somebody's ribs with a move like that. But it was only enough to pick up 2 on Missile Assault Ant.
Missile Assault Ant got the left shoulder up, and that's a big boy to be flipping through the air like that, come crashing down on you. You're right, Mike. Ribs, it could break a lot.
Right. Bruised, cracked ribs. Very, very difficult to draw a breath. Big man like that falling onto your chest will drive the breath from your lungs. Look at Missile Assault Ant really struggling just to pull himself back up to his feet. And you hear them calling for it now. Oh, and Bacabella calling for it from the outside. More speed, he says. More speed.
Maybe a little too much speed there as Missile Assault Ant gets out of the way and back to what was working for him before, those European uppercuts.
Yep, great game plan here. Oh, he's going for it. The missile launcher. Oleg knew it. He wiggled out of trouble. Oh, but he ran right into the upturned boot of Missile Assault. Ooh, great looking missile dropkick from Missile Assault Ant. You can start to see right under his nose there some blood patches forming on his mask. Oleg's really gotten the better of him in the last few minutes.
You saw him opt not to go for the cover after that missile drop kick, went for a big headbutt off the top, but maybe a mistake there in Oleg. And look at the look in his eyes as he is primed and ready, taking that elbow pad off.
Sometimes one mistake is all it takes. Missile Assault Ant, I think he's about to lose his head, Leonard. Oh, good grief, he is knocked unconscious. I think you can stick the fork in him, Leonard. He's done, and Oleg the Usurper picks up the all-elusive 3rd point. Zip for Missile Assault Ant, and a Grand Championship title match in the future of Oleg the Usurper. Sidney Bacabella could not be more thrilled. Fans, they just heard the official word from Gavin Loudspeaker. Oleg the Usurper, your winner this week. Thank you so much for joining us on Journey into Chikara. We'll see you again next week.